Hey, well, welcome tonight to the Singles Transforming the World via social media. My name is Sid Reynolds. I'm known as the entrepreneurial pastor. You've probably seen that around. And this evening, I'm just getting used to this blab outfit, trying to figure out some different things. And I had to get my camera in operation. I've been using Manicam all day long and decided not to use it for this particular broadcast. And so we are now here. And those of you that are going to be joining us live, that's fantastic. And those of you that will pick up the archive, I would appreciate you being engaged with us as well. There's some new features in the Blab community. There's in the section to your right, you'll see where it says all at the top next to the comments there, all mentions and questions. Of course, you can click on those various areas and figure out how to use it. I guess it's pretty much intuitive, I imagine. To your left, you'll find some information to tell the little birdie, and that will be able to you'll be able to click that, and it'll actually send a tweet out on your behalf to your Twitter list, and you'll be able to have that out and about as well. On occasion, we do put people into the seat if they'd like to sit down and talk to us. We'll have a chance to talk to us as well, identify some questions that you may have, and we'll be able to hopefully answer them. That's what our goal is, at least. And so tonight, again, you have a chance to kind of hear me talk a little bit, kind of a talking head more or less, and just give you some ideas about what singles are doing to transform the world via social media. And I'll talk primarily about a group that I'm a part of. It's called Single and Not Ashamed. Tell you a little bit about how it actually got started. I'm a single man myself, been single for the last almost 20 months now. My wife passed away not too long ago, back in December of 2013, December 23rd, 2013. And as she did, we, of course, have this new life. I've been married for 28 years, and all of a sudden my life changed dramatically. And so being single was something different for me. Never been single in a long, long, long time. And so getting to this new world was something I had to experience for myself. And I looked around as a pastor. I wanted to find out, what in the world do singles do? How do they operate? How do they function? How do they get around? And I began to understand and realize that they did everything that everybody else did. But the thing is that ministry seemed to be not as close to the forefront of the minds of the people that I was coming in contact with. And so I said, well, gee, how can we assist singles in becoming more excited about ministry? And so we put together a project called Single and Not Ashamed. We're going to have a conference, and that conference is going to be something real special that we're going to have. So we started a Facebook group. That Facebook group just took off and began to become something called Single and Not Ashamed. So that's how we got Single and Not Ashamed. And what's happening now is that we're seeing single people transforming the world via social media, using Facebook as our primary place of operation. And then we've got places like Blab and Twitter and other places that we're getting more connected with now, and even Google Plus as well, and Google Hangout. And so that's some of the background about how we got started and what we're doing here. So we're kind of having a fun time, just kind of, hey, Erica, how you doing? Good to see you there tonight. And there's Lady E Speaks. That's you, same person, okay? Good deal. Good to have you with us tonight. And Erica's our administrator, by the way. She's one that helps us keep the thing going, keep the ship afloat, okay? That's how it all happens with her. But tonight I want to just kind of get some ideas from people. Erica, if you want to come on camera, you can, by the way. Just click and say, I want to just click the open seat, and you'll let me know that you want to come on camera, and I'll open the seat for you. That's how we do it. But for those of you that are watching live or by the archive, the idea is to just give you some ideas about what in the world singles are doing to transform the world. Our mission is really simple. We empower and support singles through innovative leadership for the purpose of transforming their communities. So the end result of what we do, and from empowerment all the way through the innovative leadership, is to transform communities. And how we do that is in various kinds of ways. We've got singles in our group now. We've got, I think, right around 1,500 people right now that are part of the group. I've got a link there for you, by the way, if you want to go take a look at Single and Not Ashamed. It's a public open group. You don't have to, there's a kind of requirement to get involved. But we're looking for single people, of course, not married people, and of course, Christians as well. So we encourage you to take a look and find out what we're doing. But the idea is to see how in the world can singles make an impact in the world in their singleness, and feel good about it, really feel good about it, because I know that many singles want to be married. I want to be married. I got my hand raised up high, okay? But in the meantime, I have a responsibility to go in all the world, preach the gospel. I've got a responsibility to do things that the Lord is asking of me and prompting in my heart, not just because I'm a pastor, but because I'm a Christian. And so our effort is really to assist Christians becoming more connected with God, more in tune with God, to be more prayerful, to be more involved in the life of Christ, and spend time with the Lord so they can really understand what He wants from their lives. and how he can get the best out of them. Because a joyful life is one that we have as a result of being obedient to Christ, and being obedient to the Word of God. And if you've never been in that position of your life before, you've said, "Well, I'm going to sell out to God." Well, it's kind of a scary thought to some degree, because you're leaving yourself and you're moving into Christ, and you become enveloped in this new way of living, and you're not certain in the natural. You're not certain how this is going to work out. And so that's what it requires, faith on our part, to step out in faith and say, "God, I trust you enough to do this," and we end up doing it, and we see God do some tremendous things in our lives. Now, I'm saying that because I've seen it happen. Now, other folks that are wondering if that's going to ever happen for them are the ones that will have to really begin to trust God on your own. And I'm just an example of just a person, just a guy that really is, I think, I'm a lightweight example to some degree, to help people understand that it can be done. It can be done. God wants to use every one of us in a way that's going to be beneficial for the kingdom extension. It's going to be beneficial for the people that we come in contact with, because their lives will be better because of what we are doing in their lives as single individuals. So what we're doing now is helping helping ourselves understand, as this community of believers get together and see ourselves be transformed initially ourselves. Hear this part. To be transformed individually is to go through that. It's like a metamorphosis. You get around folks that have been single for a long period of time or a short period of time, but they all have something in common. They're single and they're Christian. And so we get a chance to encourage each other, build each other up. And that's a wonderful thing. But as that happens, there comes a place where we say, well, what next? I mean, what next? Because we get so much encouragement. That's a good thing. But beyond that, there's something that happened in us. We've been transformed. And so because we've been transformed ourselves as individuals, there's this next step that we have to take, this next step of being a leader, being a person that's going to go out and do the things that we've been transformed to do. Because before our transformation, it was just us doing our thing the way we wanted to do it for the most part, and then checking it with God once in a while to see if it's okay that we did what we're doing. And then we'd find out that it wasn't, so we'd find ourselves going backwards or whatever the situation might have been. But today, a transformed person, transformed single man or woman, is seeing themselves change dramatically and seeing their lives turned around as well. So I want to encourage you, as you know tonight, that I believe I've been transformed by this group. I've been transformed myself, even as a leader of the group. I've been transformed by the iron sharpening the iron, and it's a Bible terminology there. But I see myself as being transformed because I've been connected with people that have been transformed as well. So we just kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing as individuals. And so now I'm saying to myself, what next? And so some of the things that are happening, we've got a love and relationship group where people that are part of our group now, the Single and Not Ashamed group, the primary group that we have 1,500 people, some of those have kind of spawned off into a group that we have called Single and Not, the Love and Relationship group. It's a private group, actually a secret group, where people that have a desire to be married want to ask questions and get answers to questions and really encourage other people regarding love and relationship. And so that's a place where people have a chance to grow, but also in a balanced way, because they're still part of the Santa community, the primary group, where they're getting education and getting learning. They're having a chance to, I do these things called Santa clues, okay, it's Single Not Ashamed clues. And I just put out life wisdom nuggets, I call them. I put out to people and let them know that things are going to be okay in life if you do this. God's not finished with you yet. He's desiring to use people like yourself. You know, God still uses people that are in works in progress. Santa Clue, hashtag Santa Clue. If you do a hashtag Santa Clue over on Facebook or anywhere on the internet, by the way, you'll be able to find it. Hashtag Santa, SANACLUE. And you'll be able to find us and identify some of the Santa Clues that we've written. I'm not the only one that's writing these things, by the way, too, because we've got other folks doing the very same thing. Kind of a neat thing to see that happen. But so we're looking at people, again, changing. So the changing part, the transformation that's happened as individuals. And then now the world, the people that we want to affect in the world. Now we'll use a platform like this. And right now, tonight, we've got just a few people that have come by, and that's fine, nothing wrong with that. We'll build this platform here on a little bit more because this is something new and different. Nobody's been here yet from our community except Erica and a few others that have popped in and gone away as I was fumbling around trying to get this thing started. Okay, so this evening, I wanted to record it so that people would understand, what our aim is going to be in being here. Eventually, what we'll do is we'll have people that will sit next to me. We see where the open seat is, and you'll have a chance to sit in the open seat and talk with me. Ask questions if you choose to do that. or even come on and make statements that you may have. And we'll do that maybe 30 seconds or so, or maybe a minute or whatever we're going to do. And have a rotate. We have actually 4 different seats will be available here, and we'll make available those seats to people. People can actually tweet this same message, this broadcast out to people. If you'd like to do that, you can do that right now. But just to your left, it says tell a bird, tell a little bird, tell a little bird, little blue area just above me, right over there on that side. There's a little blue box that says tell bird. You can just tweet that, and a message will actually appear inside the box. All you have to do is just hit the send button. You're ready to go, and that'll tweet out to your Twitter following if you have a Twitter following. And that's one of the ways that we connect with people. The idea again is seeing the world transform. And so what does the world transform look like? Is it a Christian world? Not the whole world, but part of the people that we influence will be people that will influence for Christ. And so as we're influencing them for Christ, we've had to have a transformation ourselves. In order to see somebody else transformed, we've got to be transformed ourselves. So we'll find out that our communication will be something that will really bless people. Our communication will be something that really will enlighten people. Our communication will be something that will lift people up and get them to a place in their lives where they'll say, I have been transformed. I've been changed myself, but this person that I just talked to, they must have been transformed too. That something must have happened to them too for me to catch what they had. It's almost like when you catch a cold and you've been transformed in a negative way, and you got a cold, and everybody around you didn't want to be around you because they might catch that cold too, because they'll be transformed in a negative way too. Well, it's kind of like a reverse osmosis here. We got a situation happening where you've got a cold, and people you get around and they catch cold too. You've just transformed their body, right? You've just transformed them in a negative way. Not to get illustration necessarily, but the idea is kind of the same, because we're looking at touching people's lives and in a positive way that will cause them to say, yes, I have been transformed. Now we're giving them words. I like the idea of what we do with Facebook, because Facebook, we do a lot of typing, we do a lot of posting of videos, we do a lot of posting of information. Really kind of a cool thing. Hey there, Sister Regina. My Sister Regina, how you doing? If you want to come on camera, come on camera. Hey, there you go. There is my friend Regina. You want to join me on camera? Thank you, Lord. Praise God. Regina Clay is here. How are you? I can't hear you, Regina.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
I got you now, yeah. How you doing?
I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone. I'm not even at my computer, because I am like, I'm like in and out. I was.
Okay, all right. Oh, you're moving around. You stopped for a second or two. I think you froze up. Well, that'll happen on your phone sometime, by the way, if you do freeze up, if your bandwidth's a little low there. But she'll come right back. She's back again. She's back again.
You see me?
I see you well. And listen, talking about transforming the world via social media, and start off talking about how people have transformed themselves as individuals. Being part of the Santa community, and Regina's part of the Santa community as well. A single mom. Breakthrough Radio is her handle. You can find that at Single Mom Breakthrough Radio, and you can find her on Facebook as well as around the internet as well. But talk about that a little bit, about how you've been transformed and how you've helped to transform other people, because that's part of your life commitment, is helping people be transformed.
Absolutely. Well, and it's very interesting, because I had a very interesting scenario this evening. But let me just talk about how I have been transformed. Being a single mom and being single for quite some time, a lot of times I've gotten into maybe a rut, maybe a down situation where I'm not happy that I'm single. And by joining the single community, the Santa community, gave me life, kind of gave me appreciation that I'm not out here by myself, that there are other people in the same situation as me. Because we have single mothers, we have persons that haven't been married, we have persons that are divorced, persons that are widowed. And so the community is varied, but we all have one thing in common. So I have been transformed in my singleness, and I just have been walking in my singleness. And then it has become my life mission to help other single moms, especially, transform their lives. Because I'm sure that there are single moms out there that have been in a place where I've been, where they don't feel valued. They don't feel important. They don't feel like they're a success. They're struggling in their finances. I've been there and done all of that. They don't feel like they can live their dreams. They don't feel like they can follow their dreams because all they're concerned about is paying the bills and keeping the lights on.
Yeah.
So that's what has happened to me, and I talk about it every day. Talk about it. I'll give you a perfect example. I was in the hair salon this evening, and we were talking about, I don't know what we started talking about. Oh, we were talking about the situation with the lady in Kentucky, or not in Kentucky, but the clerk of the court. And we were kind of talking about that, and then we jumped off, and then, I shared with one of the clients in there that I was a minister, and she began to pour out her heart to me in terms of ministry, her own church, how she doesn't want to go, the things that have disturbed her, and I just was sitting there listening. And so therefore, and was able to share. And as I was leaving there, I gave her my card. And as I was leaving there, you know what she did? She came up and hugged me, and she said, "Thank you. You have given me a whole new perspective." And that's how we affect the world, just in a simple conversation. It's not about, big fanfare. It's not about, a mega church. It's not about transforming one life at a time. So I'm sorry, I can talk. So
that's why we have you here. Okay, that's why you're in the seat. Okay, it's good stuff. Thank you. And it's just like I mentioned earlier about words. Words are so vital because we type a lot on Facebook, and then we put images up and we put video up. But when we just have a conversation outside of being online, all we do is we talk a lot. We converse with people, and then we do things for people as well. And some of the doing is just in the helping of them with their kids and trying to assist them with homework and just different kinds of things like that. But Antonio must be around somewhere, right? Okay. I can tell Antonio's close by.
You can tell, can't you? Come on.
Antonio.
Come on, Blab. Say hi.
Hey, Antonio. Hey, buddy. How you doing, sir?
Pastor said he can't hear you. Yes. So yes, you can tell he's close by. So which is why I'm like, I don't know how long I can stay.
Yeah, listen, don't worry about it. This is our first one. Actually, I messed up last week. I was trying to get the camera to work, Manicam, and I did try it again this time as well. Right, it didn't work again. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And anyway. I tested it beforehand. It worked fine and wonderful. I got a copy of it, the whole deal. Made a recording of it, and it worked fine. This time I come on live on the show, it didn't work. My picture, nothing shows. I'm like, oh goodness, what am I doing now? So we're here. But here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna we're not gonna be here a long time. I'm gonna be another 5 minutes or so, and just kind of letting people know that why we're going to be coming on talking about singles transforming the world, and just talk about singles in general and how singles live as believers, because we're all Christians in the Single Not Ashamed group, and we want to just really make an impact in the world to let them know that we're not just stuck in a shell somewhere or stuck behind a rock. We're really out here living and making things happen at the same time as single people. We're not we don't have mates in our lives, and we're not in situations where we have to depend on somebody else or have to answer to anybody else, but we want to really make a difference in the world. And so that's why we use social media. It's kind of a cool thing. Good stuff.
Absolutely. I want to welcome Reverend Noreen. I see Reverend Noreen joined us.
Reverend Noreen Davis. How are you doing, Reverend Noreen Davis? And it's good to have you with us tonight. Good deal.
And Lady E, is Lady E on? I wish Lady E would come and take my seat for a minute. That
would be nice, wouldn't it? Yes. Lady E, come take our seat. Would you do that? That means you have to come on camera, Lady E. Hit the open seat, and I'll let you on camera. You go like, okay.
Come on, Lady E. Look, I'm encouraging her.
I know.
Reverend Noreen, you can jump in. Reverend Noreen,
listen, we'll welcome as well. We're going to be in just another 5 minutes or so, but we just wanted to I think did she take Our Lady? Just took off herself. Okay, you scared her away.
Oh, Reverend Noreen, she said she's eating dinner.
Oh, eating dinner.
I
Okay.
totally understand.
I totally understand as well. Not a problem. Well, listen, I
Yeah,
appreciate you coming on tonight. You came on, and I appreciate you coming on. Thank you guys for coming out. We'll be back again 6 o'clock. I'm doing 6 and 7. I'm going to maybe change the time to 7, just so we have more people involved. Because I know 6 o'clock, sometimes people are actually in church on the West Coast or getting ready to go to church. And on the East Coast, they're just getting home. So 7 o'clock might be a better time. Never know. Never know.
right.
You wear glasses, huh? Look at that.
That's what I just wanted to jump on because I wanted to make sure that, you know, I was a part and let you know that I'm committed
Cool.
to being a part, and I'm excited about it.
Well, good stuff, my friend. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful evening. Tell Antonio hello. Hello again, my little friend. Okay, Antonio. Good stuff.
Talk to you later.
Listen.
Bye-bye.
All right, we'll talk later. Well, guys, I appreciate you being out and joining us tonight for the first time. This is our first actual blab, and we just came on just to identify some things that are going on in the community out there among singles, and wanted to identify how we're transforming the world via social media, using things like Twitter and Facebook and Google Hangout, Google Plus, and all the other social media platforms. Of course, now Blab and also Periscope, the various other places that we are able to connect with. And I just want to come on tonight and just introduce myself a little bit to you, tell a little bit about our story for the Single and Not Ashamed group. There's a link if you had to travel up a little bit in the comment section to your right. There's a link there that will give you some information about Single and Not Ashamed as a group. It's a free Facebook group. It doesn't cost you anything to be a part of that. We've got over 1,500 members in that group right now. They're all single Christians, male and female, of course. And we're not a dating site. We're not a hookup site. We're just there really to empower and support singles through innovative leadership for the purpose of transforming their communities. And so we look to help people transform their communities as single individuals. And so that's our aim to do that. And I wanted to, again, just come on this evening and just kind of be a blessing to the community that's out here. And this will be popping around again in social media all around the internet, of course, because people will see the YouTube video. They'll see the video that is going to be the replay here on Blab as well, because we are recording the video now. So we'll go ahead and stop the recording right now, and we'll end our time together this evening. Appreciate you coming out and being a part of what we're doing.